Yes, that is correct.
So I guess we should expect a lot from this guy.
Yeah, I have high expectations for Seron here. Why don't you get us started with the introductions?
Okay, here we go. At 7, we have the Zerg from KAIST, NEXSeron, and at 2 o'clock we have our MIT Muirhead, Protoss.
Yep, and this map, GSL dual site, selected by NEXSeron, is definitely going to play into the Zerg's favor here. In fact, I'm willing to bet that Muirhead is not going to go for a fast expansion at all. And you, or it looks like, well, nope, yeah. So he puts his pylon on top of his ramp. This is actually a very, very difficult map for Protoss to fast expand on. Similar to how with Xel'Naga Caverns, if you remember, the very wide open natural with multiple attack paths. And so instead, it looks like Muirhead's just going to opt to do a probably a 1-gate or a 3-gate expand.
And that's a very early scout for Zerg. A lot of Zerg players do scout, but I think normally against Protoss, 10 drone scout is considered fairly early. I'm wondering if he's suspecting any sort of cheese.
Yeah, I definitely think that the early scout is a bit unusual here. I know a lot of professionals actually don't scout at all, but in this case, actually, it does serve him well. I think he wants to confirm whether or not Muirhead here is doing a fast expansion or a 1-gate expand, because as you know, the Zergs like to get 3 hatches right away, and if you do that blindly and not scout this 1-base expand, you're just going to die to Stalkers.
Yes, and that's something that as a Zerg player I always watch out for. I take my 2nd hatch and I make sure that the Protoss has gotten his net before I make my 3rd.
Yep, and here Saron's doing just that. He verifies that the gateway is above the ramp, no proxy. He verifies that Muirhead is doing a 1-gate, and a little bit of a mistake here by Muirhead. He is not mining gas at all. I'm not sure how fast he's going to notice this, but this.
It's been there for a while.
Yeah, this is actually quite serious at this point. The warp gate technology will not be able to start on time. And
maybe it's the nerves.
Yeah, this is definitely. I think you should notice at this point. Yeah, he does. And
the Zerg definitely notices this too, so he's gonna make a few more drones that he should have.
Yeah, I think that's true. And at this point, it looks like NEXSeron here is gonna take out the proxy pylon. He wants to put his hatchery down at his natural and not his 3rd, like some Protosses would, just because this was a 1-gate expand.
Right, and you'll notice that because the Zerg went 14 full, his nav was delayed by maybe 1 or 2 minutes extra. I typically like to go 12 full, and I think a lot of players do nowadays because it's almost guaranteed that the Protoss will throw the pylon at your net, and the delay is sometimes not worth it.
Okay. Yep, and we finally see Warp Gate has started now. I wonder what Muirhead is going to do. Normally you would see sentries come out, but that gas was just started so late that I don't think he can afford sentries right now. And indeed, he's building stalkers. You can see NEXSeron is just going to poke up the ramp and scout. He does see another gateway.
You know, I wonder if this was a brilliant sort of mind hack by Muirhead.
Are you talking about not mining?
You know, perhaps.
Okay. I can go with that. Right now we see 3 gates going up. Will we see a 4th is the question.
I see a lot of Zerglings for Nex.
Yeah, he definitely has some Zerglings. I think maybe he doesn't have speed started, so I'm not sure what the purpose of having so many lings are. I'm not sure if he can deny the Protoss expansion simply with slow lings.
He should really take care of that drone in his base. Maybe he forgot about it, but he's basically giving away his timing right now.
Yep, we definitely see the drone here is catching all the information possible. I don't think Muirhead realized that drone was back there. And in fact, the 3 gates are now finished. We have 2 sentries and a zealot warping in. It looks like Muirhead does want to take his natural.
Yeah, it seems like I think he might have thought of something perhaps in the beginning, but now he's totally reverted to taking an expo.
Yep. And if we look at the harvester count, actually, because Seron produced so many Zerglings, he is a little bit behind on the worker count. It's 23 to 28 right now. However, Seron has grabbed a third base, and with soon he's going to have 3 base mining efficiency as opposed to 1. And then we're going to see a huge jump in workers. In fact, Seron has just jumped up to 30 workers.
You know, I like the decision here by the Zerg player. He got a lot of limbs, but it gave him a secure foundation, and it was very safe for him to take that third.
Right. And then we see that the speed is done, and the Roach Warren and the Evolution Chamber are starting simultaneously at, 7:45. Meanwhile, a little bit of harass going on at the Protoss Natural. So what are the Protoss' options at this point? He knows he's a little bit behind.
You know, if I were the Protoss player, I might try to open up with a Stargate, maybe poke him a little bit. It always kind of, for Zergs that are not experienced against sort of air harass, it can put him behind just dealing with 1 or 2 board rays that come by.
Yep. And then robotics facility just completed for Muirhead.
Oh, he's letting the Overlord scout get way deep into his base there. He could have probably prevented that Overlord.
Oh yeah, NEXSeron here with a godly Overlord seeing everything inside Muirhead's base.
Yeah, and he sees the robotics.
Yep, and at the same time he is poking up the natural, confirms that there is 1 gas, and I think Seron's got to be pretty comfortable right now knowing exactly what Muirhead's going to be doing.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more kind of feints and gimmicks from the Protoss player. Maybe pretend to push out a little bit, harass the Lings in front of his base.
Yep. And that Overlord is still alive.
That's giving away too much information.
Yeah, and I think the Overlord was able to see the first Immortal, and judging from how long that robotics facility was being chrono boosted, he probably suspects another one.
So the Zerg player right now is droning up, just making Lings. He's going to transition into Roaches pretty soon, but for now I think he's pretty he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Lings out on the map are sort of just to deny any proxy pylon from being put up. As you can see, Seron now has 50 workers, is now mining at 3 bases, and this push from Muirhead though, it's gonna be scary. I think he's gonna get 4 Immortals and just go in hopes of killing his opponent. And a lot of Zergs, I think they underestimate how powerful this attack actually is.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. I think that's why he's building spine crawlers out his net in preparation of this push.
Yeah, and then you see there these Lings are just outside of the base, and you can see he has one at the Protoss third. Knowing he's not taking a third expansion, Seron might suspect some sort of 2-base all-in.
You know, I like the scouting by the Zerg over here. He has every entryway scouted by a Ling or Overlord or the watchtowers. He knows exactly when he's coming. And he could even counter right now. Protoss is going to have to watch out for that.
Yeah, but the Zerg was going to engage there. I think he's going to go for a counterattack with the Lings.
And the Protoss does not see this. Oh, I think he can see it right now. Yeah, he can see some units. He has to know that it's coming.
Yep, and we do have a counter here. However, Muirhead does have a very nice wall.
Oh, that is a great wall.
Yeah, and it looks like Seron is trying to retreat. He does not want to get caught out on the middle of the map, losing those units. He needs them to defend.
You know, he should really take the other tower, and he definitely has enough units to kill that group of units.
Yeah, and then we have a warp prism actually going to be warping in extra units at the Zerg ramp, and you can see.
It's been caught by the Zerg player though. Oh, he needs to kill that queen.
Yep, and then.
Very good timing.
Yep, and Seron, I don't think he has enough Striker. He is actually.
This is a great position for Muirhead. Absolutely a good position.
Yeah, now the reinforcements are coming in. 12 Roaches in production.
The wrong place too. Not at the right time.
Yeah, I think that one Immortal is just doing so much damage, and you see with constant warp-ins, this is going to be a really close battle.
No, I really like the decision to bring the Warp Prism. A lot of Protoss players don't
And
make use of the Prism.
Yeah, and it looks like Seron's third is definitely going to go down. Probes being pulled.
Oh, drones being pulled. It's never a good time when drones have to be pulled. Nice dodge with the Prism.
Yep. Now, Seron still has the supply lead, or never mind, it looks like Muirhead with his normal warp just finished, but he is not out of this game yet. He has 3 spine crawlers and a good number of roaches to defend right now.
When I usually face this kind of early build, I like to I give up my third, hold up in my nat, and go mutas or counter with limbs.
Yeah, now, what do you think about this decision to get a Spire while all this is going on? I don't think he can actually afford it.
I think it was the last choice he had, and his choices weren't very good to begin with.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I'm not sure. I guess he put that Spire up as a last hope, but Muirhead here is going to have enough to kill this army, and it looks like Seron here just pulling all of his workers. He is not in a very good position right now.
Alright, yes, definitely.
Alright, we have the final battle coming from Seron here.
Very nicely played game. You know, as a Zerg player, like, the Spire definitely is a Hail Mary. If the Protoss knows how to play the game and finish the Zerg off, there's going to be no chance of a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. And then here finally we have Muirhead with the extra round of warp-ins is going to seal the deal here. Seron in a lot of trouble.
I like how the Protoss is keeping his money down. His Nacho's been keeping up. Falling down a little bit now, but getting the job done.
And well done by Muirhead.
You know, I gotta say, I feel like I've never won a game where I've had to bring all my drones to the battle.
Yeah, that's definitely. And NEXSeron taps out. GG, well played. Muirhead, against all odds, on the worst map possible for Protoss, prevails, and we are going to see who KAIST puts up next.